Hi, I'm Kris from Theme Park to Table, cooking up theme park recipes here in my kitchen. Today we're continuing our 12 days of theme park treats. Today we're working on day 12. We've made it to the end. We've saved a really special one for last. We're going to do the holiday Mickey and Linzer cookies that can be found at EPCOT during the cookie stroll during the Festival of the Holidays. To start off, I've got a bowl. I'm going to add to that some flour and some salt. And we're just going to whisk this together real quick, get everything combined. Now I'm going to take you back here to the mixer so we can assemble the rest of it. I have butter, which I've learned I opened ahead of time. So we're going to pour our butter in. And then we have sugar. And as with most of our recipes, we're going to cream the two together. If you've been watching, this is not the first time we've creamed butter and sugar together. I'm going to let this go until everything is kind of creamed nicely. Once we get the sugar kind of incorporated into the butter a little bit, and I'm not seeing granules everywhere, we're going to pop up the flour a little bit and get it really creamed in nicely together. It's like most of the sugar is getting butter involvement, so we're going to really kind of bop this up, and we're going to get this creamed up kind of quick. Okay, I'd say we're pretty well creamed. I'm going to pop this, give a little scrape down the edges before I add the vanilla in. You can kind of hear the sugar still in there. I'm going to actually let this cream just a little while longer because I'm actually hearing the graininess of the sugar, and that is not ideal. So when you go to scrape your bowl, if you can hear the sugar, I would say turn it on a little while longer, let it cream a little bit more, because the creaming process should be incorporating and breaking down that sugar into the butter and kind of making it just a nice, light, fluffy, all one ingredient kind of feel. There we go. That looks much better. So we're going to pour our vanilla in, and we're going to give that a mix. That's not going to take long. It's not a whole lot of vanilla. Then we're going to turn this down low, and we're going to start adding in our flour and salt mixture from before. In it goes. A little bit up here again. There we go. We'll wipe off its little mustache. And I may have to actually mix some of this by hand. My mixer has a hard time when there isn't a lot of ingredients in the bottom. I'm going to let it do what it can to get most of it incorporated, but I may have to take my spatula and just kind of give everything a final fold to make sure everything is incorporated nicely. I'm going to bop our speed up just a little bit more. See if we can't get some of that stuff from the sides unstuck. That's looking pretty good. And I actually think the mixer did a pretty good job, all things considered. Good job. I'm going to scrape off our beater, our paddle attachment. And we'll take it to the table, and I'll tell you what the next step is. There's not a lot of dough in this one, so I want to kind of get as much off as we can. Does not look like it's going to make an overly big batch of cookies, especially since we're turning them into sandwich cookies, so. Put that in there. We'll grab this and we'll head back over this way. Like I said, I am just going to kind of give it, I'm just going to kind of do like a little scrape around the edges, make sure everything looks like at the bottom, that everything got sucked up and in. And it looks pretty good. So this dough, what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to take this, I'm going to put it on a little bit of a floured surface, and then I'm going to wrap it up in some plastic wrap. I'm going to form it into a disc, and it has to go in the refrigerator for probably about 30 to 45 minutes. So when this dough is chilled and ready, I will see you back here and we'll finish up our cookies. Welcome back. Our Linzer dough has been chilling and it should be ready to be rolled out. It's nice and cool, but not so hard. I don't think it's going to be workable. We're going to start by sprinkling some flour on our cutting board. Let's spread that out. We're also going to flour our rolling pin. Get this out of here. I am probably going to work with about half of this dough at a time. I'm just going to put the other half off to the side. Just going to kind of work it from the center. I'm going to add a little bit more flour to the top of it and to this. I have never made a Linzer cookie before, so this is a first, not only for this recipe, but for this kind of cookie for me. And it is definitely a little sticky. Let's get that flour just a little bit more and give another pass. I don't want it to stick to the cutting board either when I try to pull the shapes up. Okay. Oh. Definitely not going as smoothly as I had hoped. That's okay, a little bit of a learning curve. Just give it a nice little coat of flour. See if we can get it to work with us a little. So that's probably about 1/4 inch thick, which is what we're looking for. Each cookie requires 2 snowflakes. So that'll be the bottom for one. So at the top for another. And then we're just going to take the end of some tips because I couldn't find a Mickey cutter small enough to do this with. And they said piping tips work, so we're going to go like this. Then I'm actually going to use the end of my strawberry huller to do his little ears. We'll say right there and right there. I'm just going to move this onto here. I am going to do a few more, probably another 2 more pairs. And then when I'm done, I'm going to put them in the freezer for 15 minutes before I put them in the oven. When I pull them from the freezer, they're going to go into the oven for 20 to 25 minutes at 350. I will see you back here when they're all baked and ready to come out. Welcome back. Our Mickey cookies are ready to come out of the oven. Unfortunately, I cooked them on the short side of the cooking time, and some of them got a little bit dark, so I would say I should have checked them a couple minutes before the short side. Lesson learned. Next time, keep a better eye on your cookies. So I'm going to put this here and here. Let me take this off. So we're going to try to go on to the next step with them. The next step is we're going to take some raspberry preserve and we're going to put it on the bottom part of the cookie. Just going to kind of spread it a little bit. I think just right in the center is good. Like I said, I've never made this kind of cookie before, so I'm not 100% sure with how much I should be putting on. The recipe isn't real clear, so then it says that we should dust the top part with confectioner sugar before we assemble them. So I've got my confectioner sugar, I have my little duster. We're going to make it snow a little bit on them. Cover up how dark they are, maybe just a little bit. Look at that, good as new. So like that. And then we're going to try to lift our hot little cookies up and line up our snowflakes and push them together. Well, despite being a little dark, those are still super cute. When I make the rest of them, I will definitely cut the cook time down a bit. But there you have it, Mickey Mouse Linzer Cookies. If you like this video, hit like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.